Welcome. The Taking of Deborah Logan was released in 2014 and was directed by Adam Robitel. And it's about an older woman with Alzheimer's who is being recorded by a documentary crew, but they end up finding something sinister. So I saw this movie with my friends when we were deciding what to watch on Amazon Prime, and it was between this and The Hollows. Now, I haven't seen The Hollows yet, and I definitely want to see it soon. I'm not going to say a release date of that review because, we're going into Christmas and there's going to be a different channel schedule, which that'll be in a future video. But we decided to watch this movie, and it's very interesting, I guess is the word that I'll use to describe it. I really like the first half of the movie. I think it's very interesting seeing this woman kind of experience Alzheimer's and seeing the documentary crew film it and kind of being like, something's a little bit weird with this. I don't know, something's a little strange. I really like that aspect of the movie. I think it works very well. I think that the characters are very realistic in their reactions to everything. I'll get into one character that I really like later. But once the second half of the movie hits, that's where I completely lost interest because it brings up this very convoluted backstory that doesn't really make too much sense and is kind of stupid. And it just didn't work with this movie. And I was really liking it up until it starts bringing in this backstory. And that's when just everything comes I don't want to say comes together because it really doesn't. That's when the crap hits the fan at that point. In terms of the movie being good to crap hitting the fan, and also in terms of the movie, that's really where the crap starts hitting the fan. But yeah, so I want to just talk about the first half of the movie before I start talking about the negatives with that second half. But in terms of the first half, I really like the found footage genre of film, and I really like how they do it in this movie, how it's a very documentary style, and the camera person behind all the found footage is actually pretty good, because sometimes with this movie you get a too shaky, the camera's going everywhere like this. In this movie, I think he does a pretty good job with doing steady shots, kind of like in Wreck. I really like the found footage in that movie because the camera doesn't bounce around too much. In this movie, it's the same. It doesn't bounce around too much. Once it's the second half, different story. But that first half, I really like that. I really like the character of Gavin because he's probably our smartest character in this movie. Stuff starts getting too weird for him and he's like, nope, I'm leaving. And he doesn't come back, and I really like that because I would have done the same thing. As soon as some weird stuff started happening, I'd be like, nope, this is above my pay grade. I am dipping. He does that. I really like that. And I think one more positive I'll say is that the set design is very beautiful. The house is very unique. Yeah, I think that's all my positives I have with this movie. Going into the negatives, like I was saying before, very convoluted backstory that drags the movie down. What they should have done, actually that's a spoiler, so stay tuned to the end and I'll kind of say what I think should have been done with the movie. In terms of other cons I have, our main character, our main documentary person, I think her name is Mia, I'm not sure. She is such an annoying character, and a lot of the characters are very annoying. It's one of those things where there's proof of something very weird going on and they're like, oh no, that can't be. No, you probably edited the footage or stuff like that. And it's like, no, I didn't. She just teleported. And they're like, oh no, that must have been a time lapse. We have very stupid characters in this movie and it gets very annoying very quickly. So to kind of wrap this all up, first half, I really like. Second half, don't really like. Although I will say, what they try to do in the second half is a little unique. And that's all I'll give them. But yeah, overall, I'm going to give this movie a 5 out of 10. And if you like found footage, I recommend it just because it's very interesting watching found footage films. There's not too many There's not too many good ones. I wouldn't particularly say this is a good one, but it's not the worst one that you'll ever see. So, yeah, watch it if you want to. So thank you everyone for watching, and stay tuned for Tuesday because I will be coming out with a review for the movie Run, which just came out on Hulu. And there will be a schedule update video coming out soon, so be on the lookout for that. But let's flash forward to the next review.